and welcome to DNQ Football, and we are going to very quickly run through for you the changes to CAF World Cup qualification ahead of the expanded 2026 World Cup. I think that this is one of the most exciting regions, Ryan, with the changes, because finally Africa's getting more than 5 teams that participate. We're bouncing up to 9 and potentially more with the Interconfeds as well. How pleased are you with the expansion?
Oh, I'm very pleased. I knew, or at least it was all very, very well rumoured that this was going to be one of the regions that got the biggest bump, if you want to call it that. But they've got 54
Yeah,
FIFA
yeah.
affiliated teams, so it makes total sense. How it was only 5 for so long, kind of, it never really quite made any logical sense. But the jump from 5 to what they formerly call
Yeah,
9.5 with
yeah.
that space for the Interconfed spot, um, is it's great, mate. Talk us through how the new format works, and what we can expect.
Well, I really like the format because what we see a lot of the time, particularly, a channel that's supporting some of the smaller nations, some of those minnow nations, is a playoff round where half of them get kicked out immediately,
Yeah,
which is a little bit
yeah, it's true.
upsetting sometimes. Let's pick on a couple of the teams that are lower ranked. Seychelles, Djibouti, Somalia, teams that are normally bounded, and there's others as well, into that first knockout round as it used to be, and they'd go out in head-to-heads. We see it all too frequently, and as is the same in AFCON qualification as well. But they have done away with that. Like you say, 54
Hmm.
teams. For any maths experts out there, you know that divides beautifully 9 groups of 6 teams, and they play each other twice. And that means that these sides, the teams in pot 6, as it were, they get to play lots of games. They get to play
Mm.
lots and lots of games. Now, you've got some really strong teams, as we saw at the last World Cup, Morocco in particular, but there's loads of strong African teams now, as we see year on year that continent kind of getting better and better. But the likes of Djibouti, South Sudan, like I've already mentioned, Eritrea, if they play Seychelles, Somalia, they will finally get to play a multitude of games. But it's not just the winners of these 9 groups that go through. They are the automatic teams, but the 4 best placed second teams. So there are 9 groups, they play all their games, winners go through, the 4 best out of the 9 runners up go into the Interconfed preliminary playoff, as it were,
Hmm.
where those 4 teams get matched up, 2v2 semi-final and final, and the winner of that will be the CAF representative at that 6-team intercontinental playoff. So we'll do this video, we'll do videos for other regions, and we'll probably also do one close to the time on how the Interconfed playoff's going to work, because
Hmm.
it's not just 4 teams vying for those 2 places anymore. There's now 6, but it makes it very, very exciting. Now, there's lots of good teams, as we've spoken about. There's teams that you'll expect to kind of walk it and get through to the World Cup. But this expansion to 9.5 means that some of the sides that are still good quality and turn up at AFCON but haven't had the chance to do it on the World Cup stage have a
Hmm.
definite chance of getting to 2026. If not through topping the group, then through the Interconfed playoffs as well. And we're going to go with a little bit of a double header this evening as we record, because we're going to do this video and then we're going to move swiftly on to running through each and every group and picking out some of the most notable teams that we think could surprise. Ryan, any final thoughts on the changes to World Cup qualification?
No, mate, only positives from me, and
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see the format as a channel that love Minnow Nation football, as we always harp on about. For us, we've got a slightly biased view in the sense that we like the fact that these nations will play more games. If you disagree with us and feel like the addition of these teams to the groups will only sort of harm the quality, comment below. We love opinion, we love conversation, and we love to just, I guess, sort of gauge the vibe of what everyone feels for each of their own regions. For me, mate, you've mentioned Eritrea already in this video, and I think, as a minnow nation lover, their example and the new rejig, why I think it works for us, and I'm excited by it. Since 2012, in the last 11 years, they've only played 20 competitive football matches, and they will play 10 as part of this World
Yeah.
Cup
Yeah.
qualification. And I'm sure there are other examples, right, of nations in Africa that again don't play very regularly, and this provides them those games, that spotlight, that opportunity to develop, improve, and impress. That's it from me, mate. But as you said, we are about to hop onto a longer form version where we talk through the draw that's just happened, each of the groups. There'll be a little bit of extra detail around that. So please do. Could we say, and the video is here? Could we do something
Oh
like that?
yeah, there'll be a little video thing up here, and on the end screen as well will be a little click through to that video when that comes out on the in-depth CAF World Cup qualification groups as they stand following the draw. That is all from us for this video, but hopefully we'll see you very, very soon.